Final tonight in Denver. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals is in the books.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Big is back. It's bigger. It's cheesier. The Big New Yorker for Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Lakers basketball is a final.
877-710 ESPN.
It's the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show.
Tipping off now.
126-132. The Nuggets take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-7 set Western Conference Finals. Live here from Ball Arena in Denver. Lakers go down, and it's pretty simple how they go down. They just don't play enough defense for 3 quarters, come all the way back, make it a very interesting game. This is why we talk about, when we spend time talking about teams that have not been to the finals, have not won an NBA championship, this is what we're referring to. That experience is everything. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, there's no panic when you're down 20 or you're down 21 or you're down 15. This is what the Denver Nuggets are going to have to prove in order for people to give them the benefit of the doubt in some of these series. And I know tonight was a disappointment that the Lakers lost the game. I do think they figured some stuff out there by the time the final buzzer came. But moral victories, okay, sort of, not really. It's the playoffs. You either get a W or you don't. And the Nuggets are 3 games away from moving on. Lakers still need 4 Ws. But I did think the Lakers figured out some things, specifically on the defensive side, how they were guarding Joker. Rui Hachimura spent a lot of time on him in the fourth quarter. And it seemed like for the Lakers there was certainly some holes that they were able to figure out. And, again, I'm going to go back to the defensive side. Lakers are here because they play defense. Giving up 132 points. 6 guys in double figures. All those guys shot over 50% from the Denver Nuggets. You're not going to win the game. And the Lakers almost found a way to do it. The phone number is 877-710-ESPN. If you're out driving around, you're listening on the ESPN LA app, or you're watching the show on all our streaming platforms, we appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Feel free to call in. I'll do my best to try to get some of the calls. Kind of interesting what's happening here. Yeah, I'm watching. D'Lo is taking shots right now. Malik Beasley is out here. Max Christie is out here. Not too common to see players. I know Lakers obviously here for a playoff set, so they don't got to go anywhere. They don't have to go fly anywhere. But I like that D'Lo's out here. Shot 4 of 11, only had 8 points. Lakers are going to need D'Angelo Russell in this series. Tonight they needed more defense, but they're going to need him as we get a little bit further. Before we go any further, let's take a listen. Here's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham on the Lakers' Game 1 loss.
Matchup switched around in that second half. Like you had Rui a lot more, even defending Jokic, AD off of him some. When did you decide to go to that adjustment, and how much do you think it keyed to come back before you fell short?
Well, just, pivoting within the game, making a slight adjustment. Wanted to take A off as being the initial line of defense, and hopefully, Rui could turn him, make him go east-west a little bit more. And once he went up to shoot, he shoots 70% on those floaters, those little short-range chip shots and floaters and hooks and little one-leg fadeaways. He shoots them at an amazing rate, scores them, I should say. So just the idea was just to get A behind him a little bit and have A as that big, long arm just ready to contest over the top of Rui. And so it was good for us in some segments, and we were able to, after a tough first half, giving up 72 points, claw our way back into it. I think the closest we got was within 3. But, hats off to them. They came out, they defended their home floor. A lot of long rebounds. We gave them way too many second chance points, offensive rebounding opportunities, and 50-50 balls for that matter. That we got to be better in transition. And, we can't foul them. We got to be more disciplined showing our hands when we're guarding the ball and guarding those guys around the rim, in the post, and whatnot.
I know it's just ended, but they made almost 50% from three-point tonight. Is that something you got to get out there more, or is it more cutting out the passing lanes?
I just think it's a little bit of everything, man. It's a talented team. It's very few one-trick ponies that make it this far. And so they're able to put pressure on you in the paint, pressure on you from the three-point line. Very capable shooters, some of which are elite. And you just got to be ready to give multiple efforts. Again, as I mentioned before the game, doing your work early, being in position when the defensive possession starts. That way we're not playing catch-up. So we'll go back and look at the film tonight, see what we need to clean up, take a good look at that second half, see what went well, try to sustain the good stuff, and alleviate and repair the bad stuff.
Yeah. Darvin, you guys started Dennis. I think they ended up with, offensive rebounds on 9 of their 11 first missed shots. How did their size, especially against your smaller lineup, affect the game early? Do you think that will you reevaluate those 5?
I mean, my first inclination is it's not even a size factor. It's a mobility factor, meaning like bodies. We had guys, multiple bodies just standing around. No one is seeking out a hit. No one is, one person getting a hit, one person selling out, going after the basketball. A couple of times the ball just dropped to the ground and someone swooped in from their team and grabbed it. But at first glance, just coming off the game without having watched it again, that's what I feel like was happening in too many possessions where we had bodies in the vicinity of the rebound but just never put a body on their body or just made a deliberate attempt to go grab the ball.
You talk about the escape plan. When you put Rui on Jokic in the fourth quarter at AD moment, what was that so effective for you guys? You guys continue that throughout the game?
Well, I mean, it's not any one coverage that you're going to be able to stay in versus that kid. Like, there's no one person that's going to stop him. It has to be done by committee. And you have to switch up. You have to switch up matchups at times, and you have to switch up coverages. And so now we didn't want to go too deep into the in-game adjustments, and it's still that ultimate chess game. So we were comfortable with the results. Gave us a chance to get back into the game, and it's one of the things we know if we need to go back to it, it's there. But along with several other things that we didn't unveil tonight.
All right, that's Lakers head coach Darvin Ham right there. I think he explained it best, right? The Lakers, their defense finally woke up when it did. They gave themselves a shot. I mean, that's exactly what the Lakers have done pretty much since the trade deadline. They've given themselves opportunities completely based on their defense. I'm watching D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley get some shots up here post-game. Love seeing that. I put one of the videos up. One was with Max Christie, but right now it's Beasley. But on Twitter, I put it up on Twitter. You love seeing it. At the same time, I don't know if, D'Lo struggled. He was 4 of 11, only had 8 points, but I don't think offense was the problem. I don't think offense was the issue. I think obviously for the Lakers, it was coming down completely to, are they going to get stops? Are they going to play defense or not? And they were not able to. Sorry if you hear all this noise in the background. Obviously, the people here at the arena are cleaning up, so that's what's going on there. They're recycling, everybody. They're recycling. All right, let's take a couple quick phone calls here, and then we'll there's a ton of phone calls, as you guys can imagine. A lot of Laker fans want to weigh in on this one, so please try to be quick with your point, and then I can try to get to as many calls as possible. Peter in Upland. Peter, what's going on? Thank you for calling in.
Hey, Slee, 2 quick points, and I'll get off. I think what worries me is that AD had a monster game, LeBron had a monster game, and Reaves had a great game as well, and we still lost. And the second point I want to make is LeBron really took a horrible shot. We had them on the ropes.
Agreed.
Down 3 with 40-something seconds left.
Yep.
That was our game for sure.
Yeah, Peter.
That's all I got. Thanks, Lee.
Appreciate you calling in. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's kind of how I started the postgame show. It's not my preference to see, and I think for a lot of Laker fans feel the same way. You don't want to see Bron take that 3. There's 2 ways to look at it. Bron is saying, I'm freaking LeBron James, and I'm going to take this 3, and I'm going to tie the game up, and all the pressure is going to be on the Denver Nuggets. This was about 45 seconds left. The only problem with that 3 was if it didn't go in, Denver, I don't want to say you let them escape, but in a sense you kind of let them escape, right? What I'd rather have seen is to get to the basket. What the Lakers were doing so well in that fourth quarter, especially the final 6 minutes or so, they're drawing fouls left and right. They're getting to the free throw line. They're hitting free throws. On top of hitting your free throws, the clock's not moving. I mean, what kind of pressure is that if it's down to a 1-point game? So that's the only thing that I will tell you. Listen, I fall along the same line. I'd love to see that Bron drives the ball to the basket there. Bron played 40 minutes. I think sometimes, some of the tired legs, I think that has something to do with it. But ultimately, just was not the Lakers' night, even though they had some chances there. Okay, we'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll get a chance to get to more of your phone calls, and we'll get a chance to hear from some of the Laker players as well. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show live in Denver on 710 ESPN.
Well, Michael, I promised you, if the Lakers won this game and gave us Mother's Day off, that in honor of Mother's Day, I would tell a Yo Mama joke. Are you ready?
Better be a good one.
All right, you can be the judge. Yo Mama is so silly that she spent 5 hours staring at a glass of orange juice because it said concentrate on the package.
Oh, I like that. Yo Mama is so old that when she went to the Grand Canyon, it was a ditch. How about that one?
Show.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. $13.99 Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Hi, this is Anthony Davis of your Los Angeles Lakers.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
It's time for Lakers postgame with Sliwa.
Now, here's Alan Sliwa.
All right, final score tonight in Denver. Lakers lose 132 to 126. Need a break from the everyday? Well, fans, it might be your lucky day because tonight, Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is giving away a 2-night stay plus dinner and golf or bowling for 2. Make any day your lucky day. Book now at FantasySpringsResort.com. 132-126 final score. 877-710-ESPN is the phone number. Really didn't talk too much about the Lakers offensively. AD had 40 and 10 plus 3 steals and 2 blocks. LeBron had 26, 12, and 9. The last caller that we had talked about he was worried that, look, LeBron had a good game, AD had a good game. Reaves, who had 23 points for the Lakers, he had a good game as well, and the Lakers still lost. But I'll continue to emphasize this. You guys might get sick of it by the time we're all done tonight, but the Lakers win games because they play defense. That's how they win games. Lakers win games because they lock you down on the defensive side. They were locking down Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry would get his, but a lot of the times he was inefficient to get that 31 points or 30 points or whatever it was. There isn't a player that scored in double figures tonight for the Denver Nuggets that didn't shoot over 50% from the field. So this is what I'm most looking forward to, and I have optimism towards in Game 2. Lakers will be better defensively, period. That's their foundation. That's who they are. So I think a team can have, just like a good shooting team can have a bad shooting night, the Lakers had a bad defensive night. But you're going to eventually start hitting those shots if you're a good shooting team. And I think if you're the Lakers, you're going to eventually get stopped. So that's what gives me some hope for Game 2. Now you could also make the case and say, look, this is the Denver Nuggets. This is a team that's got size. It's a team that got wings. It has shooters. It has everything. I mean, they were remarkable for 3 quarters, but Lakers made it a game, and that's got to give them some. That's got to give them some confidence there. Renee in Cerritos. Renee, thank you for calling in.
Yes, Lee. I'm pretty much what the other caller said with LeBron shooting that 3. But the thing is, I don't get is it's been an all-season thing with LeBron. The worst part about that, when he takes those flat-footed threes after dribbling for 5 or 6 times, everybody's flat-footed because nobody knows he's going to take the shot, and the other team's off to the races. All season's been happening. I don't just get the percentage is just so low of that shot, and to shoot it at that moment, just I don't know, it just kills me, man.
Well, I'm gonna do my best to explain this, and I think sometimes you got greats that think they could make. It's not like Bron in his career has not hit that shot. Bron has hit that shot. And especially when you're down 3, Bron wants that shot. He wants to hit that shot. He wants to demoralize the Denver Nuggets. I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I look back, I think of how many different times it was. I'll just use as an example, Kobe, right? Kobe used to take shots sometimes in the playoffs, regular season, whatever it was. And it's like, Kobe, come on, that's not a good shot. But then Kobe would hit that shot and you say, yeah, it's Kobe Bryant. That's what he does. And the Bron piece of it, I guarantee you Bron has it in his mind. If I get an open 3 to tie up this game, I'm going to take it and I'm going to tie up this game. And I'm going to sit down all 20,000 of these fans here at Ball Arena, and I'm going to put an unbelievable amount of pressure on Jamal Murray and Jokic and Michael Malone and the rest of the Denver Nuggets. And we got a tie game with 40 seconds left to go. Let's see what you guys are all about. When you miss that shot, well, it changes the entire narrative. And again, I'm going to go back to this. I said it to the last caller. What would I have preferred? I'd have preferred Bron drove the ball or somebody tried to get to the free throw line. That's what I would have preferred. All right, it didn't happen, and I don't know if Bron's going to take less of those shots. I do prefer Bron taking 4 threes and not taking 11 or 9 or something along those lines. Bron took 4 threes. He was 0 for 4 from the three-point line. Okay, one more quick call, and then we're going to go to Austin Reaves. Ken in Newport Beach. Ken, what's going on?
Well, it's a couple things, and you've talked about both of them. What would possess Darvin Ham to start 3 guards against a much bigger team? This isn't Golden State. This isn't Memphis. It made no sense, and they were down by 30. And then he starts the same 3 guards in the second half. And by the way, DeAndre Russell was a minus 25 in this game. And Schroeder only had 6 points.
Yeah, so Ken, I'm going to jump in here. I don't think that's going to be – we'll see what they end up doing, but I'd be surprised if that's the starting lineup again. because I'm with you on that. It kind of threw me off a little bit as well. And now you got to put Austin Reaves, I think, on Michael Porter is what they had to do. All right, make your adjustments. They got scores. They got all that stuff. You got to beat them on the defensive end. All right, let's take a quick listen. Austin Reaves had some clutch buckets there towards the end. Ended up 7 of 14. Hit 5 threes for the Lakers. 23 points, 8 assists. Here's Reaves.
Hey, Austin, what's the balance for you in frustration from the way the game started and the loss, and then finding some encouragement with not making it a game and having a chance to tie it there in the final minutes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, never want to lose. First half was really ugly, to say the least. But like you said, we, got it going in the second half and just played harder. It was common denominator at the end of everything was we went out and competed in the second half and gave ourselves a chance. Like I said, never want to lose, but this is a series for a reason.
What did you like was kind of a key adjustment aside from just the team playing harder in the second half?
I feel like we played, kind of similar. We didn't really change much. Like I said, I really think it was just effort. And got some shots to fall from 3, which helped a lot. But I don't think we really changed that much other than really energy.
Austin is someone else that takes pride in your basketball IQ and kind of skill set. As an opponent, what was it like going up against Nikola Jokic tonight?
He's really good. Obviously, won MVP 2 years in a row. He just makes everybody on his team, better. Like, he's the key of, being a really good, star that helps others. So hats off to him. But like I said, this is a series and we're going to battle.
What was kind of working with those actions, and I feel like that's something you guys struggled earlier in game 2?
Yeah, obviously it worked, and I think it just gives us an action to when you have a guy like Bron, you've got to, if the guard is guarding me or whoever sets the screen's got to honor whatever he's about to do for obvious reasons because it's Bron. So I think it's really just an action to kind of get them a step behind, and then whatever happens after that, play out of closeouts, shot or swing or whatever it is. So I think it was good for us tonight.
Yeah. What did you think kind of about their tough shot making in the second half? And obviously you guys were able to weather some of it, but can you speak to just sort of some of the difficulty, the Porter one in the corner, Jokic at the end of the third? I think he just laughed.
That's all you can do. They're really good. Jamal made one over Bron, like you said, Jokic over AD, Porter over me in the corner. But they're really good players for those reasons. They make shots like that. But like you said, we weathered the storm, and I remember we went to the bench. I think it was 6:06 in third, and I think we had scored 18 points and they had scored 20. So, obviously scoring wasn't the issue for either team. So we just got to take a little bit more pride on the defensive end and figure it out.
All right, that's Austin Reaves right there. Let me squeeze in a quick call, and then we're going to get to Rui Hachimura. Paul in Studio City. Paul, what's going on?
Slee, thanks for taking the call. Look, I'll try to keep it quick. Tomorrow, and please, I've been saying this for months, and look, without LeBron, we don't get to that point in the game, so I'm not trying to put blame on him. It's not like that. I have a LeBron jersey. All I'm saying is we got to take off the LeBron goggles on one point, and we need every show, Mason in Ireland, your show, Captain Sedano, everybody needs to repeat. We have got to tell LeBron you are shooting 23% from three-pointers for the entire playoffs. It is no longer in your repertoire. Pass first. Stop doing that. Take it to the hole. And especially when we're down by 3 and that vicious comeback that we had, it's more egregious than we're even saying. Every call should be complaining about it. But even more importantly, stop shooting threes, period. He should not be shooting threes at all. He's worse than Russell Westbrook from three-pointer in the playoffs. Even in the regular season, he's about the same percentage. That is atrocious. No more threes. Please repeat it every show.
Paul, appreciate you calling in. So I wrote some notes here. I'll bring that up tomorrow. I think that's a good conversation for us tomorrow. If you have any other topics for tomorrow, it's a little less work for me, so make sure that you bring those in. Now, listen, it's a fair conversation. Now, the only defense I'd have to Bron is he only took 4 tonight. That's much better than, as games where he's 1 of 8 or 2 of 9 or 2 of 11 or something like that. That's when it's more frustrating. I did think in that situation tonight, that specific situation, and I like, Paul, by the way, that you said, look, they're obviously not in that spot unless Bron is doing what he's doing. He had a big reason for the Lakers figuring out a way to come back, get to the free throw line, everything else. But I thought in that situation, down 3, 45 seconds to go, find a way to get to the basket or get to the free throw line. So that I am not going to argue. You had enough time to make that happen. All right, Points in the Paint all season long is sponsored by Vista Paint. Right now, local residents can take 40% off on factory direct, high-quality Vista Paint products. A Vista Paint team member will show you how. Locally owned, manufactured, and operated since 1956. Visit VistaPaint.com and start saving. Points in the Paint tonight. Very close, 50-48, 2-point advantage for the Denver Nuggets. Let's take a listen here. Rui Hachimura on the Lakers' loss. Rui, 8 of 11 from the field, 17 points. Here's Rui.
Hey, Rui, Austin was just talking about the lineup there with you next to LeBron and AD, and just wondered what you noticed there, kind of how your size impacts that group, and what are the places you focus when you're having to defend Jokic?
Yeah, I feel like for this series, it's different than last series. When we were playing against Golden State, they are very, very small and quick, and there are a lot of shooters. But this series, they're almost like, the point guard is 6'6", and everybody's like 6'10" and 6'8". So just gotta, I think for the lineup that you just say, that's gonna, it's gonna be good for us. And it was our first game too, so we're just still feeling the games and everything. But yeah, I think I like the lineup for sure.
Just specifically on you defending Jokic, what's key there? Obviously, he was incredible in the first 3 quarters, especially.
Yeah, I was just trying to get in his knee. It was a part of our game plan, and we talk about it before the game. The coaches told me that I'm gonna guard Jokic too. So I think it was a good plan, and I think the second half, I think we did a pretty good job on him, and so yeah, I think we got to watch the film again tomorrow, and we're gonna come back next game.
So, Rui, you said you were prepped for this matchup by the coaching staff. How did it meet your expectations, or versus how you prepared for it, versus being in it, going up against the 210 MVP?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready. Like last night, like I said, last series was a little different. There wasn't really opportunity for me, so I was ready for this moment, and I just had to. I've been watching the film for them, and I think it's going to be big for me this series, because they, like I said, they are very big, and we need a size, so I think it's going to be a good one.
All right, that's Rui Hachimura right there. Let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get a chance here from KCP and Jamal Murray, get a little bit of a perspective from the Denver Nuggets. We'll close things out, get a chance to hear LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Stay right here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. This is the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line. The Los Angeles Lakers on 710 ESPN.
Presented by Pizza Hut.
Big is back. It's bigger, it's cheesier. The Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal.
Big New Yorker only at pizzahut.com.
Once again,
Here's Alan Sliwa.
132 to 126, the final. Denver Nuggets over the Los Angeles Lakers. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Much closer game than it looked like it was going to be. Through 3 quarters, Lakers were struggling. Couldn't play any defense. I think they gave up 72, I want to say, at halftime, somewhere around there. But 37 in the first quarter, 35 in the second quarter, 34 in the third. And then gave themselves a shot by getting some stops and locking down. And it really did make for an exciting fourth quarter. I'm sure for a lot of people, if they were tuning into the game, you were trying to put the pieces together. Wait, how is this a one-possession game? But the Denver Nuggets do hold on, and in the playoffs, it's not how much you lost by. It's did you get the win or did you not? And give the Denver Nuggets credit. They did end up holding on, winning the game. Greg and Torrance, what's going on, Greg?
Hey, Alan, thanks for taking my call. Just quickly, midway through the third quarter, the thought occurred to me that if the Lakers make a comeback but come up short and it goes down to the wire, that result, as opposed to having them getting blown out and getting the rest in the fourth quarter, would not have done them a favor. So it would have been better for them to get blown out and had the rest in the altitude. That's kind of what ended up happening. They played the whole fourth quarter.
Greg, I appreciate you calling in. So that's one perspective, but I got to be honest with you. I really, really could not disagree more, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's a good point to bring up because I think it is. You could try to make somewhat of a case for that and say, all right, hey, here's the reason why, this would have been better off. I get the whole minutes thing. I get the whole altitude. I get you got another game coming up on Thursday. Lakers might have cracked the code with the Denver Nuggets by continuing to play. Look, I don't usually agree with some of the stuff about, hey, this game's over, take everybody out. There are times if you're down 25 and there's 9 minutes left to go and you got another game coming up. I get that. But I thought tonight, this is the start of a series. This is 2 teams that are trying to feel each other out. I think what Darvin Ham was trying to do towards the end of that game was, can I try some different players on Joker? Can I try some different moves on the defensive side? Can I learn something about the Denver Nuggets that I don't have to learn in game 2? And the Lakers obviously figured something out. Denver stopped playing. They stopped, they had such a free-flowing offense. Now all of a sudden they're trying to run the clock, everything else. And I think the Lakers might have figured something out. And I don't think you're going to get that opportunity unless you play all 48 minutes like the Lakers did. Okay, let's take – I want this perspective from the Denver Nuggets side. Here is former Laker, KCP, and Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I got an ear infection on Saturday, so ear infections they hurt a lot. So it's kind of waited. I couldn't really do much, like you said, on Saturday and Sunday.
What did tonight show you about maybe Jamal's toughness, and maybe what were your expectations over the last couple of days, knowing that he wasn't able to do anything?
I mean, I'm always telling him that we're going to need him. I appreciate all the energy and the effort that he's given us, knowing what he's going through. Shows a lot of toughness, and we need that from our leader.
Jamal, in that moment at the last quarter before you closed the game, what were you thinking, and what were the team thinking about of that last run of the Lakers?
I mean, it's just weather the storm, not foul, rebound, not turn the ball over. Those are the things that were going through my mind at the time.
And KCP, you played for them on 2020. You won the ring, that ring before the game. Do you think you have like a advantage against them because of that?
No. I mean, it's a whole new team from the championship team that I was on. But just knowing them guys is an advantage. I played with them for 4 or 5 years. But I love our team here. The toughness that we come out with and we play with throughout the game, it's we're going to need it throughout the series.
All right, that's Jamal Murray and KCP right there. Jamal Murray was unbelievable. You know, John kept mentioning in the broadcast there were some back-breaking shots. One of them came from Jamal Murray. Joker got one at the end of the third. Michael Porter hit one in the corner. I think KCP had one as well. They just, all of them had back-breaking threes. Who knows if they're going to be able to keep up that pace on offense. I'm going to tell you, I don't think they're going to, and I think the Lakers are in a great position in Game 2. Now, I don't know if you want to say great, but definitely got a good shot of winning Game 2. LeBron and Anthony Davis, AD had 40 and 10. Bron had 26, 12, and 9. Let's take a listen to the both of them.
AD, just wondered the shift that you guys had, you know, once Rui was in that lineup and then you were playing off ball on Jokic. How much you thought that gave you a sign this is something you guys would use in the series, and what's part of that?
Yeah,
come back.
Something that we just went to, a little adjustment. Different adjustment just throughout the course of the game. We did end up, liking it, stayed with it for a while. Maybe something we go to Game 2. Obviously we got to go back look at the film, but just thinking about it right now, something that we like, just to also have me, roaming and things like that. So good adjustment, but like I said, we'll go back and figure out ways we can do better.
And LeBron, just what did you notice about the way Denver hit first? What was the key on the glass and Jokic and everything, and how did you guys find a way to adjust over the course of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it took us a half to get into the game, and that was pretty much the ball game right there. We got to understand that, we got to start from the tip-off, and they punched us in the mouth to start. I think they had more offensive rebounds than we had total rebounds in the first half. And, that led to them getting second chance points. They also got on the fast break and killed us in the fast break in the first half, and was 10 for 10 from the free throw line. So, I know the game is won in 48 minutes, but they set the tone in 24 minutes, and, we was playing catch up for the next 24.
LeBron, having been through so many of these before, how do you feel like the team's can be affected by cutting the margin down to 3 like you did tonight, going into the next game, versus it staying out of reach?
In the postseason, it doesn't matter if you cut it to 1 or you're down 20. If you lose, you lose. They're 1-0, and we have to come back with desperation going into Game 2. We have to play better. We have to rebound better. I thought we did a good job of not turning the ball over. That's one thing we've been very conscious about in the postseason. But we've been better in transition tonight. We wasn't that great in the first half. We cleaned it up in the second half. So we need to be better at all facets of the game.
Rob, what was the key to that fourth quarter stretch where you hit Austin a couple times, targeting Jamal Murray, just kind of find that similar to what you guys did in Game 6 against the Warriors?
No, just kind of reading the game. It's always a game in between the game, and just reading the game and making the proper reads. They started to go to a 3-4-5 switching pick and rolls. Where anytime I was involved with AD, they started to switch, Joker onto me, and trying to keep it body on body, because AD was doing a great job of getting into that pocket and doing what he does best with his floaters and things of that nature. So we have opportunities, and we know we can go to other things that also can work for us with myself handling the ball with guards, set pick and roll, trying to get the good matchup. Seeing how they're going to play, if they're going to switch or if they're going to hard show or whatever the case may be. And we just try to exploit that and allow AR to get going in the fourth.
AD, you were very complimentary of Jokic before this game. Could you describe how he played? In particular, what did you say to him when he made that crazy shot right before the half?
He's a 2-time MVP. He very skilled. Obviously, as his numbers show. Made some tough shots. We just try to make it tough for him, switching up matchups and schemes on him. But, he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoffs. So, you tip your hat to him. And then Shy, I just looked at him and just smiled. There's nothing else I could have done. He 40 feet away from the basket, one dribble, kind of throws it up and it goes in. So, it was definitely one of them nights. But, we're encouraged about, second half of the game and things we can get better at and make some adjustments going to Game 2.
You guys found stuff after the first half, but how much of it do you think was the size on the court to start the game? You guys did go small. They're a pretty big team, and that At one point, they had 9 offensive rebounds on their first 11 misses in the game. How much of a factor do you think that was?
Some of them was effort plays. Some of them was just out of reach. We had a couple opportunities to get early defensive rebounds. We wasn't able to do that. One of them was a block out by me. The Joker coming down the middle was one of his offensive rebounds. I think some of them was effort. Some of them is about size. But I think for the majority of some of them ones in the first half, we wasn't just locked in. We wasn't in tune. He had 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. He had 6 offensive rebounds for the game. So that just lets you know we started to get more and more in tune what we need to do, how we need to block out, how we need to hit bodies and things of that nature. And I think we got better as the game went on.
Both Austin and Rui said they felt that there was a lack of energy and especially a lack of effort in the first half. Do you agree with that, and how do you explain a lack of effort in Game 1 of the Western Conference?
We'd be better. We'd be better. We know we didn't play up to our capabilities in that first half. And I even thought in the third quarter when they were making shots, we were going back and forth and making shots. I thought we were still in tune with it. They were just making some shots with hands in their faces, the bodies on bodies. But we'd be better in game 2, that's for sure.
LeBron, obviously there's a lot's going to be made about Jokic tonight and his performance, but what about AD's offensive game was impressive to you, and do you feel like he was able to keep you guys within that striking distance in the first 3 quarters there to make that fourth quarter comeback?
AD was phenomenal, 40 and 10, change shots at the rim, but AD's been great all postseason, so we're not worried about that, so we just have to do our side. We have to do our job as well, myself and chipping in everybody, down the ladder from there. So, it's nothing that surprises about AD's performance. We got to do a great job of just backing him up, not only on the offensive end to relieve pressure off of him, but also on the defensive end as well. When he's changing shots, we have to clean glass. We have to help. We have to make our rotations clean. That allows us to do what we need to do offensively.
All right, that's LeBron James. That's Anthony Davis. Lakers lose 132 to 126. Okay, so we obviously are going to spend a ton of time talking about Lakers basketball tomorrow, so start tuning in. We'll do all our shows tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. will be Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. I'll do my show with Travis Rogers, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, so we'll have you guys all covered tomorrow. I'll stay up here in Denver for a couple of days. I want to give actually a quick shout-out here. One of our great partners, Power Pro Plumbing, Heating, and Air, Raul Rodriguez, who's the owner of that company. A couple of days ago, my plan wasn't to be up here, and talked to him about doing a partnership so I could be here for games 1 and 2. So really, really, really happy to be up here. Now we got to deliver some W's. So Lakers go down in game 1, see what they could do. Obviously coming up here in game 2, but I will be here in Denver until Friday doing the shows. Thank you to Michael Funches. Thank you to Rebecca Womble. Thank you to Laura Romo. Appreciate everybody from our social media team. Cody Liu and Carlos Saisi were holding it down tonight. And then thank you to Jesse here, who's our engineer, making it happen for us as well. Lakers lose 132 to 126, the final score. Game 2 coming up on Thursday from Denver, Lakers versus the Nuggets. Local coverage will begin at 4. Tip-off set for 5:30. Laker fans, appreciate you guys being a part of the show. I'm Alan Sliwa. This has been the Pizza Hut Lakers postgame show on 710 ESPN.
Lakers basketball on ESPN LA is sponsored by...
Driven by Subaru of Glendale, the #1 volume Subaru retailer in the USA. Your next Subaru is waiting for you at Subaru of Glendale and SubaruofGlendale.net.